Tributes are pouring in from around the world, honoring former President Jimmy Carter. He died yesterday afternoon at the age of 100.
Today, visitors are paying respects at the Carter Presidential Center in Atlanta. CBS News correspondent Christian Benavides tells us the long goodbye to the 39th president is just beginning.
The office of President of the United States.
Jimmy Carter completed a single term in the Oval Office, but fulfilled a lifetime of service to fellow Americans and people around the world.
Carter's style was to get to know families and to soften people as human beings, whoever they may be.
That approach helped seal the historic Camp David Accords during his presidency, and Carter carried it with him on humanitarian missions abroad and at home, including building houses for Habitat for Humanity.
I have this freedom to do things that I like to do and that an official of the U.S. government or the United Nations cannot do.
U.S. flags are flying at half-staff for 30 days in Carter's honor. If health and circumstances permit, all former U.S. presidents are expected to attend Carter's state funeral in Washington next week, with January 9th declared a national day of mourning.
The public tributes will begin with an observance here at the Carter Center in Atlanta, where Americans are already turning out to pay their respects to the 39th president.
When you see the flowers, you see the gifts, it's just a good reminder that when you're a good, decent person and do the right thing, that people will remember you well.
The way that he thinks about service is something that, I've always looked up to and admired.
The Carter Center was a passion project working to advance human rights, promote peace, and fight disease while influencing U.S. policy.
I carry and they carry in their hearts the principles that the Carters live by: human dignity, human rights, freedom, democracy, elections, and alleviation of suffering.
Carter's journey will end where it began, in Plains, Georgia, where he will be privately laid to rest alongside his wife outside their home. Christian Benavides, CBS News, Atlanta.
The Carter Center has created an online condolence book, jimmycartertribute.org. The website will also detail a schedule of ceremonies and a public participation guide.
Former President Carter was also known as a champion for affordable housing. Not long after leaving the White House, he and wife Rosalind started volunteering with Habitat for Humanity. They personally helped build homes for those in need, including in projects here in Chicago in 1986 and in South Bend, Indiana in 2018. Jennifer Parks, executive director of Habitat for Humanity Chicago, says his legacy with that organization will live on.
And as soon as he got involved, really the trajectory of the organization shifted dramatically, and people got involved because they saw President Carter involved. And that just, we grew tremendously as a result of his work. The greatest gift he gave to us was being a life of service to his fellow human, right? So whether that be in our own local neighborhoods and communities, or whether it be traveling across the world, he was a man of justice and peace. He was a man of let's roll up our sleeves and get to work.
We're told Habitat for Humanity is still finalizing its plans for its own memorial to President Carter.